Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you 12 latest defense updates for the date 27th and 28th April. Video will be little longer, so you can just scroll down as per your interest. So let's start. Number 1. Proposal for outsourcing for LCA Mk2 flutter and dynamic analysis. The Dynamic and Elasticity Group within the Airframe Directorate of the Aeronautical Development Agency plays a pivotal role in ensuring the structural integrity and performance of India's indigenous combat aircraft. The group is tasked with conducting structural dynamic flutter and aeroelastic response analysis as well as coordinating testing activities for the light combat aircraft Air Force Mk1, LCA Air Force Mk2 and the advanced medium combat aircraft programs. Modern aircraft designs demand rigorous analysis to ensure structures can withstand dynamic loads and remain free from vibration and flutter across the entire flight envelope. For the LCA Mk2, this process is particularly critical due to the inclusion of an additional control surface, a canard, which requires detailed aeroelastic characterization to validate its performance and safety. Next, GTRE confident of developing Kaveri 2.0 jet engine. Officials from the Gas Turbine Research Establishment have told that the organization is confident in its ability to develop and deliver the Kaveri 2.0 engine within 5 to 7 years, provided that the Indian government approves funding and the Indian Air Force backs the program. An official closely associated with the current Kaveri derivative engine project revealed that GTRE aims to achieve final certification for the KDE by the end of 2026. Once certified, the engine will be flight tested on the older LCA Tejas Mk1 platform as a demonstrator to showcase the maturity of the technology and its potential evolution into Kaveri 2.0. Next, development of laser directed energy weapons for airborne platforms. In a significant leap forward for India's defense capabilities, DRDO Chairman Dr. Samir V. Kamath has confirmed that the DRDO is developing laser directed energy weapons that can be mounted on airborne platforms. This ambitious initiative will bolster India's ability to neutralize aerial threats with pinpoint precision using energy-based technologies. This confirmation aligns with earlier revelation which reported that DRDO is working on megawatt class LDEWs intended for integration onto larger aircraft platforms such as the Airbus A320, with the initial focus on developing kilowatt class systems for rotary and smaller fixed wing platforms. Next, Pakistan's potential use of tactical nuclear weapon, a strategic analysis. In the complex and volatile Indo-Pakistan strategic landscape, Pakistan's development of tactical nuclear weapons has raised concerns about their potential use in a future conflict. Speculation has emerged that Pakistan could deploy TNWs to target high-value Indian naval assets such as aircraft carriers, given the Indian Navy's robust defenses against conventional threats like subsonic cruise missiles. India's aircraft carriers, including the INS Vikramaditya and the indigenous-built INS Vikrant, are linchpins of the Indian Navy's power projection in the Indian Ocean region. These carriers, costly costing billions of dollars, are critical for maintaining maritime dominance, securing sea lines of communication, and projecting air power far from Indian shores. Next, comparing India and Pakistan's air defense systems. In the volatile South Asian geopolitical landscape, India and Pakistan maintained robust air defense systems to counter aerial threats, reflecting their ongoing rivalry and mutual deterrence strategies. A comparative analysis of their air defense system, as detailed in a recent infographic shared on X, reveals stark contrast in range, radar technology, and target engagement capabilities. Next, Turkish C-130 Hercules spotted over in Arabian Sea. On April 28th, a Lockheed C-130 Hercules belonging to the Turkish Air Force was tracked flying over the Arabian Sea, as reported by the Flight Tracking Service ADS-B Exchange. The aircraft, bearing the registration number 68-01606 and operating under the call sign TUAF 509, was detected at 1420 with a squawk code of 4701. The flight's unusual route, which appeared to be heading towards Karachi, Pakistan, has sparked widespread curiosity about its purpose and Turkey's military activities in the region. Open source intelligence analysis and flight tracking data have fueled speculation that the aircraft may be involved in an urgent transfer of ammunition for Pakistan's unmanned aerial vehicle fleet. Next, it's time for India to shut down the UN MOGIP office in Kashmir. The United Nations Military Observer Group in India and Pakistan, established in 1949 to monitor the ceasefire line in Jammu and Kashmir, has long outlived its relevance. With its main office in Srinagar, the UN MOGIP has been a vestige of a bygone era, rooted in a context that no longer aligns with the region's geopolitical realities. As India asserts its sovereignty over Jammu and Kashmir, particularly following the revocation of Article 370 in 2019, it's time for the government to decisively close this office in Srinagar. Next, senior Indian diplomats hold talks with Taliban acting foreign minister. India's point person on Afghanistan, Anand Prakash, held talks with Taliban's acting foreign minister Amir Khan Muttaqi and discussed political and trade issues, Afghan media reported on Sunday. In the meeting held in Kabul, the acting foreign minister emphasized the expansion of political and economic relations with India, Tolo News reported. Next, India to develop AMCA engine indigenously. In a passionate address, Air Vice Marshal Suresh Singh has called for India to abandon hopes of co-designing or co-developing the AMCA engine with international partners, asserting that no foreign entity will share critical jet engine technology. Speaking with conviction, he emphasized that India must stand on its own feet and develop the 120 KN engine indigenously, leveraging its own resources, talent, and determination. Next, why the Indian Navy should arm P-81 Neptunes with Rudram 2 anti-ship missiles. Comment. The evolving maritime security landscape in the Indian Ocean region demands that the Indian Navy maintain a decisive edge over potential adversaries, including the Pakistan Navy. With the Pakistan Navy modernizing its fleet and acquiring advanced submarines and surface combatants India must leverage its technological and strategic advantages to ensure maritime dominance. One potent option is arming the Indian Navy's Boeing P-81 Neptune maritime patrol aircraft with the Rudram 2 anti-ship missile variant, a move that could significantly enhance its offensive capabilities and deterrence posture. Next, Pakistan issues nuclear threat to India. In a proactive escalation of tensions between India and Pakistan, Federal Minister for Railways Mohammad Hanif Abbasi has issued a stark warning claiming that Pakistan possesses 130 nuclear warheads strategically dispersed across the country, ready to be deployed in the event of an Indian attack. Speaking at a press conference at his residence in Rawalpindi on April 26, Abbasi further asserted that Pakistan's missile arsenal, including the Gauri, Shaheen and Ghaznavi missiles, is exclusively targeted at India, signaling a readiness for full-scale war if provoked. Next, Indian Air Force bolstering Astra Mk1 missile arsenal to counter Pakistan's AIM-120C5 AMRAAM. The February 27th air skirmish between the Indian Air Force and the Pakistan Air Force over the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir exposed critical gaps in India's air-to-air missile capabilities. The engagement, part of the tit-for-tat escalation following India's Balakot airstrike, saw Pakistan's F-16 fighters armed with US-supplied AIM-120C5 advanced medium-range air-to-air missile outrage and outmaneuver Indian jets, notably the Sukhoi Su-30 MKIs equipped with Russian R-77 missiles. Thank you.